into 3 left and 3 right narrow exit, 20. 2 right jump cut into 6 left, 20. Line, 20. Open hairpin right, 20. 6 right, 50. 5 right into 4 left and 5 right, 50. Turn, tight square right after 3 and square left, 20.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Green. Welcome once again to Inside Rally, the show where I've been learning all the skills of rally driving. And today is really special because it's just me, the Subaru Impreza, and my teacher, of course, Peter Gwynne. A one-on-one full day of racing and rallying, and I have to say I'm really looking forward to it. Pete is going to do less teaching and more listening, and to see if I've actually picked up anything along the way. I have to say, really looking forward to this one. Now it's my D-Day for rallying because today I'm having a one-on-one course with Pete Gwynne. Now that's great because really I'm going to get all the attention here and all my faults and all the things I've got to get right. Pete can literally concentrate on me. Trouble is that's a bit more pressure as well because if I get it wrong he's just going to be sitting there going, what are you doing, what are you doing? But there you go, I'm looking forward to it, really excited about it. And hey, let's just go straight through and sideways. Right, well, start with the easy bit, got me coffee, but it's now time for the grilling, or the briefing, as they call it, and Pete's going to let me know what we're trying to do today, one-on-one.
Well, working after your last one, after your last day in the Impreza, is basically just improving the things that you've done from there. You'll see a much bigger improvement at the end of today than you did on your previous day.
Into the nitty-gritty though, what is the first step that I need to learn? Okay, yes, I have gained in confidence because you do, as you get to know the track, but what are the basics? I know I feel that the basics are still not there for me yet.
Well, what we're going to do, the first session we go out, I'm just going to get you used to where you're driving on the stage because it is slightly different to the one you've done before. And then really, just going to watch what you do for 5–10 minutes. Just let you drive around, build your own confidence up, get up to a speed that you're comfortable with, and then just go from there.
Okay, well, sounds plain enough. Let's put it into practice. I'll better go and change though first.
If you get changed, I'll meet you outside.
Okay, perfect. So Pete, here we go again.
Yep, stage has changed just a little bit, so just spend a couple of laps just getting used to that. The grip is a lot more slippery now. There's a lot less grip than last time. So first couple of laps, nice and steady, get used to it, get used to the car again.
That's my first worry is I haven't driven the car for a week.
Yeah, it's been a little while, but you'll soon get back into it. But you know, just relax and drive like you did last time.
Okay, easier said than done, let's go.
So you're braking now left. The back of the car will slide a little, then right off the powers. Then as it grips, feet are powering. Straighten this more, don't make it right and the left, you can come through there straight. And then this is a slight left and right, just there. Now hard on the power. Now brake hard and left. A little bit of power, not much. Turn right, turn right, turn right, turn right.
Yeah. No,
So
well, I know.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I'm not upset. No. I know exactly what I did.
Because you hadn't reacted to the cars to sliding. It basically
went out of shape. And I mean, you know, I kind of, once I gave up, but I did know that, you know, I was kind of like, well, you know, I can fight this and go all over the shop, but, you know, actually regroup and think about it.
Yes. A little bit of power. And right now, a little bit of power, not too much. Now hard power, braking, right, power. Ease the power, and power third. And right. Now braking, second, right, handbrake, too much lock.
Right, well, just done my first session back in the Impreza. And you know when they said, hey, come and do this rally course, it'll be loads of fun, and it is, don't get me wrong, but they didn't tell me it would be like going back to school, because that's exactly how I feel. I feel like it's like when I was 10. I did a couple of laps, and yeah, I did one thing right, and another thing right, and then it all just went horribly wrong. Room to improve, I wonder what Pete says.
Yeah, well, really just not looking at the surface. I mean, an easy example is like that, very slippery. That isn't.
I told you it was like school, didn't I? It's the basics.
Yeah, so on the road is like that. You get nice grippy bits and you get lots of gravel on other bits.
So literally, I've just got to get my head around the surface. I must admit that has taken me by surprise. And once I get that, then I can start working on the other things.
Yeah, you're actually working the car better, even though it's not very controlled at the moment. You're not afraid of the car sliding like you were before. So that's a big benefit from last time, and a big improvement from last time. Is, you know, you're letting the car move more, but now it's just working on controlling it and keeping a good line through the corners, because your lines at the moment are awful, to say the least. You're literally just seeing a tyre and driving at it. You're not looking at where you need to put the position of the car on the road, which is the way you come into looking further ahead, planning what you're going to do into the next corner.
As Jackie Stewart would say, I've got to whip it into shape. Oh, well, easier said than done. He was a 3-time world champion. All right.
Yep.
Right, well, I'm about to go out for my second run now, and I'm starting to realise that this is much more of a thinking man's game. And I thought it was about driving cars fast and being brave and confident. It's not at all. It's actually about thinking about 3 corners ahead and actually getting everything together at the right time. And I certainly got it all wrong, and altogether wrong at the first time, because my handbrake turns were useless. I was completely scared to death of the power of this 4x4 beautiful Subaru car. But I've got my head around it. I've talked to Bill Gwynne. He's calmed me down a bit.
Left off the power, let it turn, better power now, turn it right, it's enough steering, keep the power on, now braking, and right, and a little bit of power, left off the power, let it turn, start to turn right, a little bit, feed a bit of power in, and then you're harder on the power all the way through there, but you're still hard on the, foot brake when you're pulling the handbrake on, and you've got nothing else to do.
Don't be a muppet.
So straighten this, keep to the right more there. Now braking, then off the brakes, left, right, now power.
Yeah.
Now this time, yes, you got a lot of things much better, much smoother last time, you know, on your previous run. But now you're thinking too hard. Instead of just relaxing and letting the car flow and everything, you're actually fighting the car quite a lot.
Right, well, I've just got out of my second session, and although I've probably come closer to hitting a tree than I've ever come, I'm actually not feeling upset or uptight about that fact at all, because for the first time, the light went off. I have seen the light. I suddenly realised it. I just suddenly realised what Pete's been trying to say all along, started listening to when he was saying power on, power off, etc., etc., and it works. It works like a dream. Now I just remembered also, I ended that session in a blaze of glory going straight through the hairpin, but that was because I was blinded by the light. I saw something.
I'm not sure what light it was, but...
I seriously though, I know I ended up wrong and I missed the hairpin, but I did feel for those last few corners. I'm not making excuses yet.
I think it was about 5 corners before where you actually got it right. And then you were thinking about it all the way down to the hairpin, and you're still thinking about it.
Yeah.
But once you got it right, you just got to forget.
Yeah.
Yeah, right, that's right. Concentrate on the next bit.
So, but a better session, yeah?
Yeah, much better that one was. Your hairpins are much better, much smoother. Yeah, you're actually getting into gear much quicker, so it's making it one movement rather than sort of coming to a stop with a handbrake into first and then driving away. So you're actually keeping the power on all the way round now. Before you were afraid of letting it do what I was trying to get you to do.
Okay, well let's go and do some more dance steps out there in the car. Meanwhile, Natalie is having a look at a Subaru of her own and a Skoda. Let's join her.
This is Skoda's latest attempt at a hot hatch, the Fabia VRS. Now, if you lived in Skodaville, you would be the boy in this car. Not quite my colour, but I'm going to go and give it a go and check out the exhaust pipes. Pea shooters. It's got the normal CD, air conditioning. That's about it actually, it's pretty standard. It's got traction control, we'll switch that off for now. Just see how it handles. It's a 1.9 diesel, which should mean it's got loads of low down torque. We'll have a see. So we're in second gear. It's quite good actually, I'm quite impressed with it. It runs out of steam, sort of towards, you know, the top end, but it goes really well. However, it's the handling of it, and it's not that good. It's not a driver's car, it's not that involving. I'll put the traction back on, see what happens now. Yeah, stops a lot of wheel spin. Certainly be alright for going to the shops, but you know, for just under £12,000 you cannot knock it. It's not quite your GTI, but it is a diesel, so it's going to do loads of miles to the gallon. I wouldn't have it in yellow though, because I think you'll look a bit of a plonker. It's quite uninvolving as a car to drive. It's not that lively. And as a diesel, you don't really want to rev the backside off it. But when you turn in, it just absolutely just wallows, really. You feel like you're just going to run out of road, basically. They've lowered the ride height on the car, and they've changed the anti-roll bar to make it feel more sporty. But it's not quite a sports car. It doesn't turn into the corners, and it just wallows, really. It's not the sort of thing you'd want to be going down the country lanes flat out in. Gearbox is okay, pretty standard, 6-speed. You can't knock it for the value, but it's not a driver's car. Far from a world rally car, but most cars are when they're on the road, so you can't really knock it. 1.9 diesel, £12,000, air conditioning, CD player, decent suspension. What more can I say? It's all right, but not in yellow. After the break, I'm going to be having a go in this, the Subaru Impreza, that I'm hoping is going to be a bit more fun.
And then it's hairpin left, so just clutch down and handbrake. And braking off the brakes right, power. Ease the power left, power third, and left right. Now braking, second, right, handbrake, first, power. And braking. Oh, and we got that one last time. If you just stop there, I'll pop that one up.
Concentrate. You can do this.
Now handbrake, now first, now power. Much better. Just gives you a lot more room to turn in there.
Yep.
Same with the one at the other end as well. Now braking. And left, a little bit of power, turn right, off the power, now feed a bit of power in, hard on the power, now brake hard. Getting better, and right. Now hard power braking, right, power. Left, just off, stay off, stay off, stay off, stay off. Now power.
Well, to stick with my dancing analogy, 1 step forward, 3 steps back, and that's what I just took. Everything I just got right in the previous session, I completely threw down the wall and stalled 3 times, went backwards, went sideways, and looked as though I'd never been in the car before. I'm trying too hard is what I think people, well, he was saying to me. I'm now starting to think too much and therefore tense up and therefore get it all wrong again.
Well, really, I think that was Jonathan's worst ever drive, including the Escort Micra and his previous Impreza day. Out of everything, everything was a complete mess. Nothing went right. Whatever he was trying to do just wasn't working.
Well, that's it for Inside Rally for now, but Natalie and I will be back after this. Welcome back to Inside Rally, where I'm partway through my one-on-one course in rallying, and later in the show Natalie will be having more fun with the Subaru Impreza and the Skoda Fabia. Right, well, I'm about to go out for my last drive before my assessment, and I've got a couple of things to remember here. One thing is to be consistent. In the last few laps I've gone out there and I've been fine, but then just as I start to gain some confidence I start to make mistakes because I think I'm better than I am, and that's where it all goes wrong. So if I've just got to be consistent and try and get a few laps where I make no mistakes, hit no trees, and don't push too hard, basically, is what Pete was saying. It's easier said than done when the adrenaline takes over and you're in a world rally car. It's fun.
Hard on the power, now braking hard, left, a little bit of power here. Not too much power as you go right, now power. Hard on the power, now braking hard, off the brakes, power. and left. Keep a little bit of power on there, a little bit of power. Good. Third. Now, braking second, right, handbrake first. Just a little bit quicker into first. Stop, stop, stop.
Yeah. Too quick.
Honestly, you will break it. This got to be much, much smoother. This hairpin isn't working as well as the other one at the moment.
I think, again, it's the third gear thing, but...
The other hairpin's working much better. This one is... It was really nice, and it's much better than last time. Much, much better than last time.
That saying.
And everything else is starting to work a lot better as well. But the last couple of laps, you just started to try to push yourself that little bit too much. Left off the brakes, right, power. And braking, and left. A little bit of power, now brake, right. Now feed the power in hard on the power, now braking, now right, and power. Ease the power left, now power. Third. Right.
Well, I've just had my final run before my assessment, and before I went out I prayed to the Impreza gods to help me, and they certainly came to my rescue, because I did what I've been asked to do all day, which is to calm down a little bit, and well, we both know that, and I know that we did better then, I did better then, a little bit.
A lot better that time. Yeah, much better. Much more controlled, much more relaxed. We did stop halfway through just because you were just getting a little bit carried away, but rather than let you get too carried away, just calm it down, then go off again.
I need to explain that, because to a certain extent it's not like you're going crazy or something, it's just that you just start to you do go faster, and you don't realise you're going faster. When you actually get it right, you go a lot faster, and that was what was, whoa, well, how come I'm here now?
Yeah, and the thing then is you got to adjust your braking points, your turning in points, because everything happens that bit earlier, because you're travelling much quicker. I'm glad to say you have learnt.
Ten years ago, nobody wanted a Subaru. You probably just saw your average farmer in one. Now, anybody who likes driving wants one of these. This is the latest spec Impreza, and I'm really looking forward to having a go in this. A Subaru Impreza and a Mitsubishi Lancer are probably the closest thing you're going to get on the road to a rally car. Purely because we use them in what they call Group N specification, which used to be known as showroom spec. So the four-wheel drive, turbocharged, and then what we go and do is we put suspension on them that you can change. We'd put a gearbox in them that isn't like this standard, but to be fair, this is pretty good actually. This seems to be quite a close box, changed from the old Subaru that we used to call a bit like a chocolate box. They just pull so well, but if you wanted one on the road, they are a little bit leery for my, you're going to get picked out by people and you're going to get stared at. Well, there's no point comparing fuel consumption, because no matter how if you drive it round like a bull in a china shop, then it's always going to be useless. If you drive it normally around town, you're probably going to get, I reckon, a good 23, but they have got the smallest tank in the world. Handling feels really good. It feels a tiny bit tail happy, but that's because this car is quite light. So you tend to, when a car's lighter, it doesn't tend to understeer because the engine doesn't weigh it down as much. It's got to be said though, this car is good fun. It's pretty practical as well. You can fit 4 adults in it. And those sort of things help you overlook the fact that it's still a bit tinny, and okay, they'll put a CD player in it, but the speakers aren't great. But that's not why you're buying an Impreza, or that's not why anybody rallies one. I mean, they're just good fun. Mind you, I'd be biased if I said that every time I drove an Impreza it had been great fun, because I've only ever used them twice on a rally. First time I retired in the middle of the Australian outback with snakes everywhere, so I wasn't best pleased. And the second time, that would be my own fault hitting a wall, so you know what I mean, driver error. But this is a real good fun. Cool, this is good fun. The big man up there You're going to want the car back now. Not a chance. Just pretend we're going to give it back.
All right.
It's all right. Cheers, Phil.
Wasn't too bad. Wasn't too bad.
I missed that gear then, but that was, yeah.
Your last lap there wasn't the same as the others.
Why?
As in, your line went wrong to start with.
Oh yeah, sorry,
into
yeah.
that
I know
first
you heard me
corner.
go. Ah.
Yeah, and it took a while to get it back
But
again.
I felt like
yeah.
I got it back, or I didn't
Yeah.
lose. No,
But no, it wasn't bad at all.
I was quite pleased with it.
Right, well, just completed my assessment run, and despite the fact that they threw a bunch of rain at me and put a couple of odd tyres out, which we eventually moved out of the way, and I actually got a couple of clean laps in, I'm actually quite pleased because I didn't let Team Mena Motors down in the end, I don't think. I didn't do it perfectly by any means, but I certainly felt as though, compared to how I was this morning, there's a lot more control, and I just felt a lot more at ease with it.
Right, well, big improvement from this morning, and the hell of an improvement from the start of you driving a few weeks ago. Basically, your car control is good, and it's improving all the time. It's improving because of more time in the car.
Right.
You're very smooth with the car, apart from using the clutch. Yeah, it's where you tend to bang the clutch up quite often, and you will break the car if you carry on doing that. On your last run, you were thinking about that a lot more.
So the assessment is stick to the commentary box, and I think I will. I certainly have been not given a fright, but I've certainly been given a massive insight, and if I've learnt nothing else in the last few weeks, it's exactly what it takes, and it's a lot more than I had any idea. My respect personally for anybody involved in this sport and the whole of motorsport is massive now, and I think I go back to the commentary box with a little bit more respect than I had before. My thanks once again to Peter Gwynne and everyone at the school. I hope you've enjoyed it, and if you think you're a bit of a boy racer or a bit of a rally driver and you've done a bit of computer games, then I suggest you try too. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.